This is Heavy Petting with Cheri Hardman. My guest today is Louie Foxx. Hi, how are you today?
Oh, I'm doing great.
Great, it's nice to meet you. Why don't you tell me a little bit about your friend there?
Sure, we have Lucy here. I almost said Daisy. We had trained rats in the show that did tricks, and they were always Daisy. But this is Lucy. There are a new crop of rats. We have 3 of them, but she's the one that is the most gets along with new people the best.
Oh.
We have one that's really shy and one that'll run all around your house. This is the one that's kind of in the middle.
Oh, okay. So now is she trained to do tricks, or she's just a pet?
She's just a pet. She knows her name, and we're working on getting her to stand up. So a rat is smarter than a dog, and they're cleaner than dogs as well, because dogs go outside, and that's where they bring germs in. She lives in a big hutch,
Right.
so she doesn't go outside. That's why they use rats in like mazes, because they can figure out the patterns much quicker than dogs can.
Oh, wow. Well, she's kind of cute.
Yeah, the thing that gets everyone is the tail.
It's the tail.
It's the tail.
It's the truth.
And quite often I'll be doing shows and people will ask me, they're like, rats gross me out. Can I touch it? Because once she does a couple tricks, which she's not going to do because she doesn't really do any, but once you see a rat do a couple tricks, you want a piece of carrot? No, busy checking it out. Once you see a rat do a couple things, though, it gets people really excited. They go, oh, they're not just things that root through a garbage can.
Right, right.
And the rats were domesticated by, I believe it was the original Queen Elizabeth. They used to do a thing called rat baiting, and rats would go out. There you go. Rats would go out and they put them in a pen with dogs, and whatever dog killed the rat first won, and they would gamble on it. And she thought they were cute, so they domesticated the line, and so now we have domesticated rats. So they're bred as companion animals like a dog.
Oh, that's interesting. So what? So that's carrot that she's eating.
She's eating a pea now.
So is that what? Are they like vegetarians, or do they eat?
No, they can eat anything. So like a rat, it can eat chocolate, unlike a dog. They can eat almost anything. I think asparagus is a no-go. There's a couple things that they can't
But
eat.
they have probably special just rat food that they
Yeah, they have rat blocks, these pellets that are formulated for them. We make our own mix for them. So they get some sunflower seed, they get oats, stuff like that. And then fresh foods as well.
And so you have 3 now?
We have 3.
You have 3.
A total of 3. I was pushing for 1 more, and I came home from being on the road. We had 3. Because what will happen? They have little personalities. You get attached to them. They live to be about 1.5 years, 2 years. It's not uncommon for them to end up being 4 years old. I don't know if you can see it, but she's licking my hand right now.
She's kind of cute.
So you get attached to them, they die, and we go 1 year or 2 without having any before we get another one. And typically we rescue them. These are the first ones we've gotten from a breeder, though.
Oh.
We were having a hard time rescuing them. There just weren't any around.
Nothing. No one to be. Well, I guess that's a good problem to have, that nobody needed to be rescued.
Yeah. What happens is there'll be a snake breeding ring that's illegal, and then they have all these rats that are borderline feral.
Oh.
And they end up at the shelter.
And they just keep those around to feed to the snakes.
Yeah.
Oh,
so then we'll rescue them, and then they end up being our pets and working.
She is actually really cute, except for the tail.
Except for the tail.
I've had hamsters and I've had guinea pigs, so, they're very similar, just that, yeah.
The advantage to them, we also, the first ones we rescued, my daughter wanted a ferret, and I'm not down with a 20-year commitment on a rodent or whatever it is.
Yeah.
So we did some research, and the shorter lifespan was attractive to us. But also, they're one of the few small mammals that's not nocturnal. They're active in the day and at night. They have too many days in the day. So, for a kid, my daughter was little when we first started getting them, it's a much better pet. You're not just constantly, waking it up when it should be sleeping to go play.
Right. Huh.
Want that, Pete? No?
She's smelling like something smells different.
Yeah,
Is she usually just always at home?
Yeah. So this is, aside from the vet, her first trip out anywhere.
Yeah, so she's smelling a lot of weird stuff. Like, there are cats in this house, she says.
Yes, she's like, there's cats and dogs. But I mean, she's comfortable. She's licking me, so she's not freaked out. Either that, or she's about to get mad and gonna chomp on my hand.
All right, so if she was going to write a review of you as an owner, what would she say?
I'm probably the one she would like the least out of us. My wife and daughter get up in the morning and they're like, "How are my babies?" And then where I'm more business, I'm more like, "All right, you can sit and watch TV with me. That's fine, but we're gonna train when we hang out." Where they're rolling balls at them. But the training is important because it does stimulate. It works their brain and all that.
Right.
My main reason I only wanted to get one is it's much easier to train. Because once you have two, now you got to teach who's who, and that's just a big pain in the butt. Because that's the first step, is they need to learn their name.
So how do you even know how to train one? I mean, is there like...
It's like training a dog. I think I bought a book years ago.
I was going to say, are there rat training books?
There's rat training books. They have like rat Olympics where the rats jump over the things and run the little slalom. And so they're rat. I think they're technically called rat fancier clubs.
Really? Now, how would she act if I came over there to pet her?
She'll be fine.
I don't know if I really... I just don't want to touch her tail, that's all.
But at the end of this, she'll be petting her tail. She's a sweetheart.
What does it feel like?
A little bumpy.
Yeah, really. Hi. Oh, sweetheart.
So she's used to people, though, because my daughter will have people over. So, and if you have, like, lotion on your hand, she'll lick it off.
Really?
You can try and hold a pee in your hand, so she'll go for that.
I've got makeup and lots of weird stuff on my hand.
Is she licking you there?
No, she's just sniffing.
No.
Do you want the pee?
She's like, I had the pee, now I'm busy.
Yeah, no, you're smelling my weirdness. I just realized I have my hand on your leg.
That's fine. The one that never happens, but just in the back of my head is where, like, she'll be smelling you, and then she'll get her.
Alright, I'm gonna touch her tail just so I can see what I did. Okay, with my back of my finger, it's
bumpy, but not coarse.
It reminds me of something I felt before.
Like, almost like dried snake skin.
Well, I don't know what dry skin feels like. No, it's really not that bad. It's not like slimy or gross in any way. So I guess rats, I might have to take back some things I've said about rats in the past.
Well, they purr, so if you...
Really?
Yeah, I think they call it chattering. So rabbits do it as well. And they kind of do that. They chatter their teeth.
Yeah.
Supposedly, if you tickle them, they laugh.
Really?
I have yet to encounter this, though. I read that on a meme somewhere. I'm like, I've had plenty of rats.
You probably just didn't spend a lot of time tickling them. You know?
Yeah, never tried. But, like, I would go, when we drive with the other ones that were in the show, they would just ride on my shoulder in the car while I drive. I had one that would sit, I'd put a towel on the dash and would just sit there and look out the window. But then, like, the school bus of kids would drive by and all the kids would be like, what? And like...
So what would you have a trained rat do in a show?
So I have a rat that appears, that it comes out of a paper bag that was empty. Then they do simple tricks. So I had one that would pull up a little rope and ring a bell. I had one that would stand up. So you just, like a dog show.
Gotcha. So do you call yourself, like, just a magician or a comedy magician, or what would you say?
So I'm a one-man variety show, because I don't do just magic. I do all sorts of stuff.
Okay. Perfect time for me to stop. Okay. Well, thank you.
No problem.
Okay. All right, so do you have any stories about heavy petting of the human variety?
So I've got a dating story.
Okay.
When I was younger, I was probably 20 or 21, I met a girl somewhere. We went on a couple dates, and she told me she was 18, and then I come to find out she's not. But all of the signs were correct that she was 18. Like, she had a studio apartment and lived by herself. So she was an emancipated minor, I learned. But, so I got this going for me. So I'm getting heavy petted.
Of the rat variety.
You want to come out? She's like, come here.
Does she do that often?
So, yeah. So she hangs out like in my wife's sweatshirt or my daughter's sweatshirt. So the next girl I went out after this, I met, so I don't remember where. She said she was 18 or 19. I'm like, I don't know if I believe her. So my roommate at the time, she just crawled and peed. That was awesome. Good job. So my roommate at the time, she goes, let me know where you'll be and I'll come by and I'll look at it, I'll be able to tell. So I'm like, okay. So somehow I arranged it so we were like passing at, at a bar or something, or not, probably not a bar, but somewhere. So my roommate kind of walks by and then she texts me. She's like, I don't know. I'm like, great. So at the time I smoked. So I went to a gas station where I knew they always carded me. I'm like, here's how we're going to find out. So I'm pumping gas and I'm like, here's $5. Would you go and get me a pack of cigarettes? She goes up. I'm watching. Guy, every single time carded me, doesn't card her. I was like, oh. So now I'm like, what do I do? So I waited till we were at a restaurant. She went to the bathroom. I dug through her purse, found her ID. She was what she said she was.
Good thing she didn't come back and catch you going through her stuff.
Well, I was so worried. Like someone around me would be like, dude, that dude was just going through your purse. He's trying to rob you.
Huh. Well, crisis averted.
Crisis averted,
yeah.
yes. We figured it out.
So that's a good thing about being married is you don't have to.
It's a whole different world.
All that stuff you don't have to worry about anymore,
Well, I mean, back then when I was 20, it was a whole, you couldn't find out stuff about people on the internet like you can now.
Right. Well, and even back then it wasn't, I don't know. It wasn't, this will sound weird or like people might get mad. It wasn't that big of a deal to date someone who was 16 or 17 anyway.
Yeah, I mean...
Like it is now.
Yeah, and it was still the second I found out she was
new, but
16, I was like, nope.
Yeah.
And he was like, I don't even want to figure out what the logistics of an emancipated minor means.
Right, yeah.
And we only got on like 2 dates, so I was like,
yeah.
So it was no big loss.
Right. I do have a question for you.
Sure.
What is and you don't have to answer it if it's too personal, but what's the best compliment you've ever received about your naked body?
Jeez. I've been married too long.
When you're married, nobody ever says anything nice about you anymore. Okay.
I guess I was at the doctor one time and he told me we need to talk about my weight.
Maybe he was just going to compliment you on it. I don't know.
Yeah, he's like, you're looking great for a fat guy.
All right. Well, that's great. Well, I'm glad that, I thought we hadn't met before, but then you reminded me that we had, and I'm sure it was at 907 because I remember it now.
Yeah.
So it's nice re-meeting you and actually getting to spend a little bit of time with you. A lot of times you're friends with people on Facebook, but...
Well, whenever I meet those people in real life, I always try and go out of my way to be like, hey, we're Facebook friends. Nice to versus, oh, look, we're Facebook friends. Now we've existed in a room together and still never talked.
I know, yeah.
Now I've gotten peed on by a rat in your house.
Remember that one time? Yeah. All right, well, thank you for coming over and bringing... What's your rat's name again?
Lucy.
Bringing Lucy with you. Is she named after... anyone in particular?
No, so the three we have Lucille, Lucy, and Lucinda, which also made teaching them their names a nightmare.
Oh, yeah. They're all like, what?
Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you. That was easy.
Thank you.
All right.
I'm ready whenever you are.
All right. So do you have any upcoming shows that you'd like to promote while you're here?
Yeah, on February 8th, I'll be at the Columbia City Theater in Seattle promoting performing in a show called Freak Show to Go with the Debaucherettes. I'll be in there doing a couple of my sideshow things. A bunch of sideshow acts will be in it. A guy named Harley Newman from the East Coast is going to be there, who is amazing. It's probably worth double whatever they're charging. I have no idea what they're charging. So check it out.
All right.
Freak Show to Go at the Columbia City Theater in Seattle. And then you can also check out, I have a podcast called the Odd and Offbeat Podcast. That's on iTunes, Google Play, Stitcher, all that goodness.
Well, great. All right. Well, thank you.
No problem. Thank you.
What's on her mind? She's a big, big girl in a skinny woman's world. Now she's a big, big girl in a skinny woman's world. Now she's a big, big girl.